Good afternoon and welcome to Gael Nation News, live from our Gael Nation News studios. I'm Elijah Weintraub, joined alongside Jack Rizzo and producers Vincent Marichulo and Aiden Verbisian.
I and the rest of the student body are glad to be back in school to start a brand new year, and what a way to kick it off by looking ahead to what's about to come, along with a look back to what has happened so far this year.
But before we get to that, we are pleased to be joined in studio by Principal Frank Viteritti. Mr. V, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me to this broadcast.
Thank you. We want to start off with saying congratulations, as every teacher from last year has returned, and you picked up one additional teacher, Miss Connors. On top of that, the enrollment numbers are up, and that's exciting news to see. How does this help with the school, and what does this mean to you?
So first, we'll talk about all the teachers returning. We think that's pretty exciting that we have consistency in the school. Everyone did come back, and that's fantastic because we know the students really like the group of teachers that we have right now. And because the enrollment went up, we were able to add an additional teacher, and that was very important. So the additional teacher was actually for physical education. As you know, now there's two gym teachers. And we needed that because the classes were so big.
Right.
So with that additional staff member, I think we really have a good handle on the class sizes. To the students that because they have the relationship with their teachers.
So the class of 2025 was your first official new class of students that started with you when you started here at St. Mary's, and now they will be graduating this year. How do you plan to make this year special for them, and what are your thoughts on the time flying by?
So if you remember when I first met you, what was the thing that I said to you in that orientation? Yeah. That we were going to blink and you were going to be in this spot. God. So the time did fly by, and I can't believe that
you were definitely right about that.
And if you remember, we all came back. I was trying to learn everybody's name. I had to learn the whole school, but we all came to the school together, but we were still wearing masks.
Yep.
So I was trying to put eyes and a mask to a person's name. So it took very long to learn everyone's names, but this is exciting because we did start together. And I hope that we have some exciting times as we start planning the school year. So I keep throwing it out to the seniors. Some seniors came to me today and they said, can we start using the ping pong tables? And I said, yeah, I've been waiting for you guys to do that. So we do have a lot of things planned. We have our 2 Broadway trips. We will do some trips that are specifically geared towards seniors. But I want to hear from the seniors as to what they want to do and how much money they want to spend.
That's the most important part, of course.
That is very important.
A lot of students and parents hope for better things, such as better communication. What have you guys done to meet the satisfaction standards so the parents can be happy and more than the students as well? Anything in the works?
So we're trying to send out, when I say an email, we're trying to send out a communication to all the parents with a weekly update of what's going on in the school. So like an email is going out this afternoon about a senior meeting that we want to have with the parents to start doing fundraising. Last week, we sent out an email just telling everybody about back to school night and what to expect. So we're trying to communicate that way. That's the easiest way for us to communicate. We do invite everyone to come to all of the PTO meetings that we have because that's another forum to hear from parents and for them to hear a principal's report about everything that goes on in the school. So we are really trying to communicate. We feel those are the best ways.
Right.
So when you became principal of St. Mary's, you had to deal with many challenges surrounding COVID and the overall transition of the school. I'm just curious, how did you execute this transition so flawlessly? And what did you learn about yourself personally from this experience?
So when you think about COVID, that was a very difficult time. When I came here, COVID was, I wouldn't say it was winding down, but that worst year was over, 2000. I had 2020.
Yeah.
But that was very hard to maneuver. I don't know how teachers who were in the middle of it did what they did. And, a lot of them, not necessarily here, but when you hear about the teacher shortage all across the country, it stems from COVID. But I think everyone handled the COVID the best that we could. We followed all the rules, of course, that were put in place. But when COVID started to wind down in the springtime, that's when we were able to do some of the stuff that we wanted to do. The transition to here was very easy for me. So I had been a principal I was 1 year in a Catholic elementary school, but I spent like 20 years. I spent like 30 years in the public schools, but 20 of them were being an assistant principal or a principal. So the transition to being a principal was very easy. what was taking a little bit because of the mask. It was hard to get to know all the students and all the parents, and that's what took a long time. But I think the transition went well, and I think we spent time that whole year looking at curriculum, seeing what courses were important to students, what courses needed to be revamped, and I think we eliminated some of the maybe courses that might be considered outdated, and we put courses in that the students requested. Like this year we put astronomy, and that came from the students. They went to the science teacher and said, hey, we would love to do astronomy. So we had 25 students, I believe, were in that class, and we were able to
accomplish that.
Yep.
Awesome. At the end of the news segment of today's program, we'll announce the upcoming schedule for events of the year. Can you tell us about some of the events upcoming and what is in the works that may be likely to happen?
So the next big event that's coming up is homecoming, which is on October 12th. So we have our football game. We will have Spirit Week, the whole week. As soon as student council tells me what they're going to do for each day, then we'll get that out to the students. We're hoping that we're going to have a volleyball game that day as well, because homecoming is inclusive to the whole school.
Right.
Then at night we have our homecoming dance.
That's right.
That student council is working on. So that's the first thing. Then as we're going to be doing a lot of fundraising for
the senior class.
So first is, well, definitely for the senior class, but first is for October is Breast Cancer Month. So the Key Club is going to be involved in doing the breast cancer walk and raising money for that organization. Then come November, we'll be raising money for the food pantry in town. Then December is Toys for Tots. So we'll be doing these fundraisers, which are part of our goal as a school and as a Catholic school, that we want to help the people that are out there that might be in need of help. We also have our first big school trip that's planned for December 5th. We're going to see The Great Gatsby. So we hope as many students as they want to come, because first of all, it's a book that you read in English class.
Yes.
I already had seen The Great Gatsby. I thought they did a really good job making it into a musical. I think the students will like it. And then, of course, we go out to dinner, and we're planning on going to the Hard Rock Cafe, and they are sold out, but we're going to find some places bigger and better.
All right. Breaking news.
So those are the couple of things that are in the works right now.
Of course.
All right. So a little bit of personal here. Finally, you are a big Yankees fan, and they just clinched their spot in the playoffs. How are you feeling about the team heading into the playoffs, and do you think they can win the World Series this year?
So I think the Yankees, if I was betting who's good, I don't mean betting, but if I was going to predict who was going to be in the World Series, I think the Yankees are going to play the Dodgers. That's going to be my prediction. Okay. So the Yankees haven't won a World Series in 15 years. It's been a very long time. So I'm going with the Yankees that they're going to win. I was at the game last night. I'm going to the game tonight. So they better clinch the division tonight. But it's been a big fun season to watch the Yankees, and at times, if you're a Yankee fan, it was a big frustrating season when they started to lose during the month of July, and they were not on track. But they seem to have gotten it back on track. So let's hope it continues. But it is a lot of fun to be at the stadium right now, because every game seems to be sold out.
So much hype out there.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. V, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me. Have a great school year.
Thank you.
We will.
You too as well.
Yes. Now let's get back to the news and what's ahead. We start by taking a look at Eli's pre-recorded video with Coach Sheridan, head of the Alumni Department, to tell us everything about the latest alumni news and upcoming plans for the year.
Hi, Coach Sheridan. Could you tell us about the latest alumni news and events for this year?
Sure, Eli. Getting the year just started here, but our big weekend's coming up October 12th. We have homecoming. The big 50-year reunion class of 1974. We just honored their football program, their state champions, a big upset win 50 years ago over DePaul High School. And it's a great class. They were seniors when we were freshmen, my class. And very supportive group. Good St. Mary's alums. So they're all coming back for their 50th reunion. We got a couple of other classes coming. 10-year reunions coming up, 2004. And you know, the thing about the homecoming game is we honor 2 alums. Jack Jones, who's a famous legendary coach here at St. Mary's, he's 56 grad, played at St. Mary's, and then came back and coached through the 60s and 70s. He was always involved in St. Mary's, a teacher, math teacher, and just a great guy from a great family, the Joneses. So we honor Jack with an award to someone who either played for Jack or followed in his footsteps as a coach. And this year is going to be Coach Rich O'Connor. Coach O'Connor was a coach on the undefeated 76 state championship team and later became the head baseball coach at Montclair College and also an assistant coach there on a football program. So that's going to be a good one.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And
yeah.
I know football is very special and close to you and your family. Could you tell us a little bit about that, about your experience and how this game means to you?
Yeah, Eli, the town voted unanimously to name the field after my dad last year. And he was a 35 grad. And just something that kind of awestruck people is he was a first-team All-State athlete here at St. Mary's in both football, basketball, and baseball. Went on to Notre Dame on a football scholarship. Left in his junior year to join the World War II effort. Ended up piloting PBYs on patrol in the South Pacific. So he received 2 medals of honor. Just a real unbelievable man. And then, I'm the last of 8. And all 4 boys in the family ended up Division I scholarship players.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's a tradition there. I got nieces and nephews who are following in the athletic footsteps now, and it just grows. It just keeps growing.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And the Gaels right now are 3-1 on the season. What are your thoughts on this team this year?
They've earned their stripes. They as a young group, they went through the tough times. But, the thing is they never quit. And they battled and they battled and they battled. And then, a year goes by and they collect a couple of wins. And then another year goes by and they're close to 500 last year. Now they're all juniors and seniors, and that usually means this is your year. So I just hope they stay with their feet on the ground and focus, because anything can happen any week. But they certainly are a talented group, Eli.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Coach Sheridan. The Key Club is back and bigger than ever before, with more than 25 students joining the club, plus a new leadership team with Mr. Royce and Ms. Rossi, who will be now in charge of the club. So far, the Key Club will be planning on an in-school bake sale on Wednesday, October 16th and Thursday, October 17th. On your screen, you will see this year's breast cancer t-shirt design, which the students can purchase and parents during the week of October 15th. The Key Club will also be participating in the Making Strides for Breast Cancer Walk on Saturday, October 19th at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. To be part of the St. Mary Key Club team for the walk, scan the QR code now or reach out to the main office of the school on how you can participate. All money raised will be going to the American Cancer Society Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. On top of that, in the month of October, they'll be hosting an orange and black t-shirt dress down on Monday the 28th, along with a pumpkin decorating contest held in school by our students, along with bootgrams. All money raised for that will be donated to the Cluster Animal Welfare Society. More information about the October plans will be announced next week. Don't forget to follow the Key Club on Instagram so you don't miss a single bit of the action. You can scan the QR code now or click on the link in the description of this video.
Speaking of Instagram, Eli, don't forget to follow the Senior Commits page on Instagram right now by scanning the QR code or clicking the link in the description so you can see where the graduating class is heading next. This year, we'll be losing a lot of great students who are well-rounded both on the field and in the classroom, including us two, the anchors of Gael Nation News. Information on how you can support the senior class of 2025 and its future fundraising events will be available in the upcoming days, so stay tuned.
The good news that we're all happy to hear about, and as Mr. Viteritti just mentioned, no teachers or staff left this year and all are back for another year. The school did pick up a new teacher, Miss Jamie Connors, who you might know from being the assistant coach of the Gaels girls basketball program. I spoke with Miss Connors in a pre-recorded interview on what it means to work here and to get the opportunity to teach dozens of students. Hi, Ms. Connors. Welcome to St. Mary's. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm a new teacher here. This is my first year teaching, and I just graduated college, Drew University, and I studied math, and I'm really excited to teach math.
And why did you decide to go into the teaching industry?
I just really love math, and so the more people I can get to also love math, the better.
What are your goals for this year?
I want to survive. That's kind of it. I just want to survive, and I want everybody else to have fun and learn a little math.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
We are thrilled that everyone is returning. Welcome, Miss Connors, to our SM family. Now let's head over to sports. And unfortunately, due to field construction, there is no soccer team this year, and we are all disappointed, but can't wait to look ahead to the future of the program. However, we do turn now to some positive breaking news that came in yesterday afternoon. The St. Mary's softball team has named J.J. Conrad an official assistant coach to the team. The team announced a brief bio about him on Instagram, saying he is a high school baseball state champion at Wallkill Valley, a 3-year starter and senior captain at Pace University, spent 5 years as a high school softball and club coaching, and has 4 years of experience as a speed and strength training coach. Congratulations, welcome to St. Mary's, and best of luck this season.
We turn to football as the Gaels are back at it again, off to a record of 3-1, led by senior quarterback Bradley Higgins. I spoke to Coach Johnsen in August during St. Mary Media Day to reflect on the upcoming season.
Joined now by Coach Johnsen, the head coach of St. Mary football. I want to start off with you're entering your 3rd year as head coach of the team. What have you been able to change and adapt to in this environment?
Okay, so I wouldn't say so much has changed as much as building it up, right? Because when we came in here 3 years ago, we had 17 kids on the football team. 12 of them were freshmen. So it was really building those young kids. We had a great freshman class. That's now the senior class that we have. So it was building those young kids to become the mature seniors that they are now today.
All right, my co-host of Sports with Mano Mano, Jim Monahan, asked the question to Coach Archibald. Let me ask you this question. Do the players have to adapt to your ways of coaching, or do you change your style to accommodate the new players coming in?
All right, so it's definitely going to be a blend of both, right? The new kids that come in, I'm going to get to know them, get to know their feelings, get to know them as a person. Everybody's going to be coached different, but everyone also has to meet a standard of being on time, practicing hard, being relentless, and doing the things that it takes to be a Gael. But each individual has a different personality that I'll handle in different ways to make sure that maybe you're not beating someone down too much. You got to build them up, also beat them down at the same time. The more mature they come, the more you can kind of beat on them, and they know that you love you, and we're all here for the same vision to win games.
Absolutely. At the NJIC Media Day, you said in quote, the numbers are up, and this is the best position the team has been out of your 3 years coaching. What do you mean by that? And let us know about it.
So that's funny that you said that. Early this morning, we're out here, and there's an old SM alumni walking the street. She's walking her dog, and she says to me, she says, "This is going to be the best year that you guys have had." I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because I seen those young boys 2-3 years ago when they were freshmen, and they're a lot bigger now, more mature right now." So it's coming from freshmen, right? When we were here 3 years ago, everyone was a freshman. Now we have a great senior class. This is our first senior class that has a heavy numbers, right? Last year we had 3 seniors. The year before we had 1 senior. Now we have 12 that have been here, been through the grind. So that's the difference, right? We've built this thing up. We have that senior leadership. That is the biggest thing, the senior leadership. They really take this thing by the horns and steered it in the right direction.
This Thursday, you take on Pequannock. What should we look out for?
Man, so not only did we not lose anybody really from last year, but we've added some pieces. We've had an unbelievable off season from the weight room in December to this summer. It's night and day compared to years past. So the growth from last year to this year is insane. We should be a very high-powered offense, very disciplined on defense, and we're looking to flip this whole league upside down to where we were finishing on the bottom 2-3 years ago. Last year we improved 6-5, and now this year we're expecting to win the NJIC.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for the time, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, Eli.
Thanks, Coach Johnsen. One note we would like to bring up. Eli did ask the question that relates to what they should expect when they take on Pequannock. That question was answered generally to the overall team and all matches that St. Mary's will face, not just the Pequannock game. The Gaels have Bogota at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. and will travel on the road next Friday to take on Wallington on October 4th at 7 p.m. Crossover games will begin the week after before they take on Immaculata at home on November 2nd and the start of the playoffs.
The most anticipated return of the year so far is the volleyball team, who currently have a 7-2 record and are on their way to having another successful season. The team is led by senior star talent of Sarah Griesbauer, Artem Samek, and Noah Savigny. Assistant coaches Jana Kelty spoke on behalf of head coach Decio in a virtual interview and told me the expectation this year is to remain highly competitive, keep the league title, and return to the state finals, as well as continue to show how well-rounded our team is. She also adds that the team is looking for growth and continuity amongst the team to put us in a good position for the league title, but most importantly, prepare us for a deep state run and achieve our ultimate goal of reaching state championship. My final question in the virtual interview was, what is her message to the graduating senior players and plan for the team next year in terms of recruiting? And she said, my message is to them, it's to cherish the opportunity and moment in front of you. Take nothing for granted and always play every game like it's your last. Plan for next season starts with growth for underclassmen and having strong freshman numbers, and to continue the culture and legacy built as far as recruiting. It is about finding athletes, and that fits the team culture. The Gaels won their matchup over Harrison 2-0 yesterday and will take on Garfield at home in Felician University tomorrow, September 26th at 4:15 p.m., before going back on the road on Friday, September 27th at 4:15 p.m. to take on Saddlebrook. And more games continue on in October following this weekend's tournament in Harrison.
Now let's take a look at the cross-country team. As right now, during the airing of this program, the cross-country team is competing in their first ever meet this season. To tell us what we should expect from today's meeting, the progress of the team, and much more, here is Eli's pre-recorded video with the captain of the cross-country team, Henry Magnusson.
I'm joined now by captain of the cross-country team, Henry Magnusson. Henry, I want to start off with, this is the first meet for you and the team. What does this mean for you about to compete?
You know, my freshman year, I went to Darlington. I could have done better, I feel like. That was my freshman year doing a varsity meet. I'm coming back after about 3 years. It'll be 3 years to the day. I'm going back. My uncle did it in 17.1. I'm hoping we could do something good like that. I'm hoping for the best here.
And what do you expect from the team overall?
The team should do good. I'm very proud of Aunt Mazzina and Michael Cummings. They've been doing very good. Been working with them every day. I'm very proud of what they're doing. I think we should do a great job.
Thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. And we conclude by a look at this year's cheer team, which has brought in 5 new freshmen to the team, growing the team to 11 girls. I spoke with Miss Alonsi in a virtual interview a few days ago, and I asked her about the plans for the team this year. She told me, quote, we have been doing new things this year, including hiring a choreographer to come in and get us ready for the pep rally, adding new cheers this year, and having customized music for our performances. One goal she mentioned to us in the past in newspaper interviews was that her main goal as a cheer coach is to compete in competitions and tournaments. I asked her about the progress of that goal. She told me, quote, this is still the goal, and looking at the potential that we have, this is definitely in the near future for us. We are continuing to work on stunts and gaining the skills that will make us successful when we are able to compete. The last question I asked was, what advice do you give to your cheer team that everyone can use? And she responded with, trust your teammates to get the job done. Everybody makes mistakes. It is on us to trust that our teammates will have our back and make up for any mistakes, our shortcomings of the team. Any team is only as strong as their weakest link. This means that it is the team's responsibility to come together to combat any weaknesses in order to be strong as a unit.
Thanks, Eli. That concludes the majority of the news. Now let's take a look at the calendar to see what other events are scheduled that we can all look forward to.
The open house dates are scheduled for Wednesday, October 2nd, Sunday, October 20th, and Wednesday, November 6th.
Our fall pep rally will take place on Friday, October 11th.
As Mr. V mentioned, the biggest day yet, homecoming day. We'll have the dance, football, and volleyball games featured on Saturday, October 12th.
Wednesday, October 16th, and Thursday, October 17th will be our breast cancer bake sale.
Saturday, October 19th, join us at MetLife Stadium for the Breast Cancer Walk, supporting breast cancer.
On Friday, November 1st, we will have our All Saints Day Masses and Eucharistic Ministers induction ceremony at the Church of St. Mary's.
The junior ring ceremony will take place on Tuesday, November 26th.
On the last day of November, Saturday, November 30th, the PTO will be hosting a holiday craft fair.
Thursday, December 5th, will be the first Broadway field trip of the year to the Great Gatsby in New York.
On Friday, December 6th, we will have our winter pep rally on Friday, December 6th.
And it's the last day before Christmas break. Monday, December 9th, not the last day before Christmas break. That is wrong. Concession School Math. We have Monday, December 9th. It's always a blooper with me.
You know, I would love the last day before Christmas break to be on December 6th.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Well, the last day before Christmas break is Friday, December 20th, which is also our reindeer games.
Absolutely. And midterms begin on Friday, January 17th. But on a brighter note, Monday, January 27th, starts Catholic Schools Week.
On Monday, February 3rd, we will have our Blessings of the Throat Mass.
Wednesday, March 5th, is the Ash Wednesday Mass.
On Friday, March 14th, Pi Day, How fitting on Pi Day, the Math Honor Society will have their induction ceremony.
Tuesday, March 18th, we'll have the Spanish Honor Society induction ceremony.
And on Wednesday, March 26th, we will have our National Honor Society induction ceremony.
On Friday, March 28th, the Spring Pep Rally.
On Monday, March 31st, we will have our English Honor Society induction ceremony.
The first weekend of April, April 4th to 6th, will be the school musical.
The last day for seniors is scheduled for May 21st, with the next day being the senior prom on Thursday, May 22nd.
May 28th will be the end of the school year awards night ceremony.
Graduation will be on June 3rd, and the last day for students is June 6th, with the finals concluding on the 16th of June.
That's a lot of events, and there's still more to come, including more field trips. Don't forget to check updates on the school's website and or Instagram page. You can scan the QR codes now or check on the links in the description.
That concludes today's edition of Gael Nation News, but before we wrap up, let's congratulate my partner, Elijah Weintraub, on being the 2024-2025 Senior Class President of St. Mary High School. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, that concludes today's edition of Gael Nation News. I am Jack Rizzo.
And for all our producers, Mr. Vincent Marichil, Aiden Barisian, and Mr. Will Calderon for setting all this up today, I'm Elijah Weintraub. Have a great day, and we are SM!